Alright, hello everybody, and welcome back to another video. So this video is going to be about some Great Orb Project. Great Orb Project is a mini game. It's available for free-to-play players and members. And essentially what you do is you acquire a 50 rune crafting level to start. You basically go around the altar trying to attract your team's color orbs to the center of the altar. So for example, you can see on the screen my hat is green, as are the wands I have in my inventory and I'm wearing. And yeah, basically what I'm doing is I'm just attracting the orbs to the center of the altar. So that's basically the gist of the minigame. It's slightly more complex than that. You can see, for example, there are these pillars around the altar and some obstructions. So you have to kind of work with the obstructions and the pillars to efficiently get your orbs to the center of the altar. So right now, basically I'm attracting them right now. You can see near the top, slightly off-center to the right a little bit, you can see two things. Now, the first thing you can see is a pie chart, or some. It's not exactly a pie chart. It's some sort of like a circle with shaded area filled in. Once the green area completely disappears, then the altar will be won by the team that has the most points, or most orbs gotten to the center, and each orb to the center you get, you manage to bring to the center, earns you a point. And below the circle chart, I'm just going to call it the circle chart for now, but the circle chart, you can see the score right now. So far, green has 12 orbs, and yellow 32, which means that we're losing. And to the right, finally, you can see this little hollowed out green bar, basically, and that's your activity timer. Now, if you're just sitting there doing nothing, your activity bar will go up, basically, and if it goes up all the way, you get kicked from the match. Now, there are ways that you can sort of get around this. For example, in some 50-50 games, which is just game speak for like each team pre-agrees to win alternating matches, basically. So, for example, in free-to-play, there are 6 matches. 50-50 game would be just one team wins 3 altars, and the other team loses 3 altars. And so, right now we just finished off the first altar. That was the air altar. We're at the body altar now. Where I'm standing is one of the essentially one of the home squares. So, for example, a home square, essentially the square you want to spend the most of your time on. And these squares are located directly to the north, west, east, and south of the center altar, essentially. And so, these are the most effective ways to, generally speaking, to get the orbs to the center with a minimal movement. Now, I'm not exactly showcasing this off right here. I mean, I'm not the best player, honestly, but yes, I'm maneuvering the orb around the pillar in a way that makes the most sense, in a way that's most efficient given my current location. And yeah, so as you can see, or if you've paid attention to the last altar, this altar's the orbs spawn further away, and what was it? Let's see. It's a bit harder to move them from the outer regions to the center region. That's because, I mean, there are a lot more obstacles, and the map's also a lot bigger. But generally speaking, yeah. So there's really not much. Essentially, it's not too much for the mini game, honestly. Just attract orbs. Now, there are a couple of caveats. First off is that you have multiple wands. You have something called the attractor wand, which I'm using right now. It attracts the orbs. There's a repeller wand, which does exactly the opposite. It repels the orbs, and you can essentially stand behind an orb and repel it in a direction that's ideally towards the altar. And finally, you have a barrier wand, which basically creates a barrier for basically all your other team's orbs. They can't pass through it. Now, you can actually destroy these barriers, and there is actually a limit as to how many barriers you can put up within a certain period of time. And finally, the important thing to note is that you can actually manipulate the other team's orbs with the wands if you really want to. But like the barrier wand, this is pretty much pointless because the time it takes to set up a barrier could be better used earning more points for a team, and it obviously just decreases the number of points the other team gets, and so it's just generally frowned upon, as is the trying to move the other team's orbs out of position. That's usually again, they have the same effect. They're just generally not worth doing. So basically, you can see here again, I'm just using the principles as much as I can. I'm standing directly behind one of the pillars, so I can attract the green orb into this little archway, and I misclicked there. So yeah, just basically clicking it into the archway. This is one of the most common kind of tactics you see people playing with Great Orb Project. So, and here I am demonstrating the thing again, the tactic again. Attract it to the central area where my partner could probably easily get to it if she wants to, although she's currently attracting something else. So that's why I went to the other side of the altar and then attracted through. I pulled it through the little hole in the pillars, between the pillars. And now I was actually just a couple seconds ago I was pushing another orb, I think, into the altar, and so that's what I was doing. We can see, yeah, they have about twice as many points as us, 6 orbs to 15 orbs in their favor. But again, as I said, I'm not the best player at this game now. So this event is actually hosted by a Friends Chat / Discord channel called GOP Returns, which is Great Orb Project Returns. And basically the goal of there are a couple goals of the Friends Chat Friends Chat / Discord channel. Honestly, we don't use Friends Chat really because it's a lot more convenient to use Discord. People are on there more of the time. And yeah, so I'll leave a link to the Discord in the description. But basically, we do monthly events for Great Orb Project, which is what you're seeing from right here. We also do Thaler, when we coordinate with the Minigames FC and basically anybody who wants to play the game for Thaler. And one of our long-term goals is to have enough people to get enough people every weekend to basically kind of run weekend games in essence. So yeah, that's a cool thing. If you want to check it out, I'll leave a link in the description, or a referral link in the description. No, not a referral link, just a invite link. And yeah, we're on the 4th altar right now. So this is the Earth again, like the body. It's I think the bigger one. Let's see. Should be, yeah. And so they do alternate. There are 6 altars available in free-to-play. There are 8, I believe, in pay-to-play. So if you're playing this in pay-to-play, this could be a little bit different. Well, it definitely will be a little bit different aside from just essentially because pay-to-play has 2 extra altars. You're going to go through the same altars as free-to-play. You're just going to go through the Chaos altar and then the Nature altar at the very end. So okay, yeah, I had to get rid of that. But basically, let's see. So there are half the altars are going to be big altars, like the Earth altar. Let's see, and then the other half are going to be the small altars, like the fire altar, water altar, air altar that we've seen. So yeah, basically, it's not much to it. We're just, again, I'm repelling this orb through the hole in the pillars. Let's see. Well, there's really not much else to it, honestly. I think I've covered all the bases. Yeah, basically, well, okay. Yeah, we could talk about the rewards. So the rewards are, like every minigame, you get Thaler for every 5 minutes you spend in it. So this minigame usually lasts 12 to 13 minutes, although the video is slightly longer. So that means 12 minutes divided by 5, that's 2. They round down, so that's 2 Thaler. In free-to-play, a Thaler doesn't really get you much. I think I mentioned in another video that you can actually earn swordfish gloves, which could be really good for fishing. But honestly, the price of the swordfish gloves really only makes sense if you're doing it on a spotlight. So, for example, 2 Thaler per game. Oh, well, that's 5. Let's see. No. Wait, I'm sorry. I'm tripping over myself here. So, 1 Thaler every 5 minutes. That translates to 12 every hour. I think the swordfish gloves is about 100 Thaler. So, yeah, that would take quite some time to get some swordfish gloves just by doing minigames off Thaler. But, every little bit helps. And, of course, there are some other rewards in pay-to-play. You can actually use the Thalers you got from other minigames from free-to-play, such as Cabbage Face Punch, Fist of Gothics, Great Orb Project, and that sort of thing. But, yeah, so on the Fire Altar, this is not the last altar. I think this is the second to last altar. Let's see. what else? Yeah. So, and there are specific runecrafting guild specific rewards. So, for example, after every game, you get runes that you've made. As you've noticed, I've been making runes every time we've gone to an altar where the runes are worth something. And of course, at the end of every game, you get something called Runecrafting Guild tokens. Runecrafting Guild tokens can be used to buy the Runecrafter robes or the Master Runecrafter robes. You can also buy some teleport tablets that teleport you to any of the altars around RuneScape, at least all the surface altars. And these actually work in free-to-play, and also you can also get altars to the Runecrafting Guild. So those offer you a very quick teleport to the rune span if you don't have Wicked Hood, or if you're just free to play and you've never gotten the opportunity to use the Wicked Hood, or well, you can't use the Wicked Hood anyways in free to play, honestly. So yeah, the Runecrafting Guild teleport is basically the fastest teleport to rune span from free to play. I think the next fastest would be either Draenor Lodestone or what was it? Or War's Retreat, basically, where you leave the entrance to go to Draenor and then run south all the way to the tower. Yeah, so we're gonna finish up this fire altar, and Portal's gonna show up. We're almost done with the video. Just got one more left. We've got about 2-3 minutes left in this clip, and yeah, so we're gonna go through it. Okay. And nothing much happened again. I got here kind of early. But yeah, this is actually one of the most annoying altars to do, because you see there are these little lines or vines, no, not vines, but like roots going around. They're supposed to be kind of like a heart, I imagine. I mean, it's obviously shaped in the heart, so obviously they're like these veins or arteries, but it's pretty annoying because you can't tell which veins or arteries will block your orbs. So it's kind of hard to maneuver them at times because you don't know which ones. It's not like the body altar or the earth altar where it's clearly like there are these walls and rocks and so forth that are around and hampering your movement, or not movement, but the orbs basically. But yeah, I mean, I think I've covered all the bases, so we're just, again, I'm maneuvering this orb as I've described before, stand behind one of the altars and then attract the orb to you diagonally, ideally, and you just push it in, and or your partner, what's your partner do? Your partner just pulls it in for you. Well, like I said, we as part of the green team, we've lost every single altar. I mean, this one's no exception. They almost have 3 times as many orbs on this match, which is quite a lot, especially given this is a body altar. Although I do suppose some of them do know more about the vein tactics or the vein locations than I do. And yeah, so we're about 3/4 of the way done through this match. There's really, again, not much else to say. Yeah, and usually the match lasts 12 or 13 minutes. We'll get some Thaler. Let's see what else. Well, yeah, I mean, honestly, that's really it. So again, remember, I've got Discord in the channel. We have a forum thread. Also, I'll link both of those in the description. Yeah, finally this altar is over. So, yeah, I mean, there's not much else. There's really not much else to say. Actually, I did have sort of alarm go off while I was recording, so I have to edit that out. But yeah, just came back to the Runecrafting Guild, and but yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you're new. Leave a like and comment, and I'll see you in the next one.